not those who worship. I suppose saying not those who follow and worship Mohammed would have been too accurate and thus incriminating.
Or who are devoted to salat, prayers. Verse 23, those who persevere in devotion.
To whom?
And those whose wealth is a recognized right.
Mohammed's claim to the Kaaba Inc.
For the needy beggar who asks and the unlucky who has lost his property and wealth.
Mohammed again.
And those who hold the day of recompense, and those who fear the torment of their Lord, for their Lord's torment is such none can feel secure, and those who preserve their chastity, those who guard their private parts, except with their wives and their slave girls they possess, for which there is no blame.
Sex with slaves is okay with Islam's God. Since slavery is involuntary servitude, and rape is involuntary sex, the Quran just condoned rape.
And those who respect their trusts, and those who stand firm in their testimonies, and those who guard their worship.
How can one guard worship when the Quran has yet to explain it?
Such will be the honored ones in the gardens of bliss.
Muhammad's initial plunge into Islamic doctrine wasn't very good. The straight path to paradise leaves much to be desired. But I suppose there is some good news here if you are a Muslim. Everything in this list is linked with "and those who," which means that if you do any one of these things, you're in the garden. So any of the following will work: saying some prayers, getting it on with a sex slave, recognizing your wealth, or begging for money. No wonder there are so many Muslims. How can one miss with a religion like this? But knowing Muhammad as we do, I'm sure it's not all sweetness and light. He's dished out about as much positive stuff as he can endure.
Quran 70, verse 36. What is the matter with the disbelievers that they rush madly to listen to you, Muhammad, in order to belie you and mock you and Allah's book? Doesn't every man long to enter the garden of delight?
No, I'm not looking forward to a drunken orgy, multiple virgins, low-hanging fruit, or any of the other things Muhammad's spirit claimed are in store for his pals. However, for those who are, I wouldn't trust this guy to deliver.
Verse 39. By no means, for we have created them out of the base matter they know not.
I think God just said we don't know Shinola because he made us out of Shinola.
I am called to witness, to swear by the Lord of the 365 points of sunrise and sunset in the east and the west, and we can certainly replace them, substituting better men than they.
Holy Rock of the Kaaba, the Islamic God said humans are expendable. So much for the benevolent and merciful theory.
And we are not to be defeated in our plan. We are not to be outrun. Quran 70, verse 42. So let them vainly chat and play about with their idle disputes until they encounter the day of doom with which they have been threatened. They will rise from their sepulchres in sudden haste as if they were rushing to a goal, their eyes lowered in dejection and disgrace, aghast, abasement stupefying them. Ignominy shall overtake them. Such is the day that they are threatened with.
The merciful Ar-Rahman sounds like such a friendly God, doesn't he? If he's this charming, I can hardly wait to meet Allah. I want to share a Hanif poem. In so doing, you'll see where the prophet got his material, his style, and his supply of Bible characters. Zayed ibn Ammar was the most famous Meccan Hanif, a religious poet and holy man. He had a direct relationship with Muhammad. All of Zayed's insights were incorporated into the Quran's initial surahs, many verbatim. Muhammad stole his stories, concepts, and style, right down to the Quran's odd use of say. So needless to say, the Hanif resisted Islam and rejected the notion that Muhammad was a prophet. Guillaume's translation of Ishaq's Life of Muhammad includes several excellent examples of Zayed's poetry. All Muhammad had to do was write himself in as a prophet, and add a hefty dose of hellish torment to Zayed's poems, and he had himself a religion. Each of the following lines, save one, made its way into the Quran.
Ishaq. O Ilah, if only I knew how you wish to be worshipped, I would do so. Then Zayed prostrated himself,
in Islamic fashion.
On the palms of his hands, while facing the Kaaba, I worship one Lord. I renounce Alat and Al-Uzza. I will not worship Hubble, though he was our Lord. Ilah has annihilated many men whose deeds were evil. I serve my Lord Ar-Rahman, so that the forgiving Lord may pardon my sin. So keep fearing Ilah, your Lord, and you will see the garden. While for the infidels hell fire is burning, shamed in life, when they die, their breasts contract in anguish.
The second poem is equally indicting, revealing the source from which the Quran's first surahs were plagiarized. It also reveals that Zayed was a better linguist and poet than Allah. God only knows why Ishaq included this incriminating evidence in his Sirah.
To the heavenly king there is no Ilah but him. Beware, O men, of what